Hello, and thank you so much for joining me again. It feels so good to be back. Oops, sorry. I formatted my card in my camera and I forgot to put this back to its proper place. And I decided that we ought to be playing, but it was so strange because when I knew that you were not going to be with me soon, it felt different. So now I'm back and I hope that you are. And while I was getting my nails done this morning, I had time to sit there and meditate, and I decided that I knew I had a list of things that I wanted to do today, but with all that time to think and mull, I went down a rabbit hole. I decided that I wanted to do some accompanying papers for, oh, yes, this is the, oh my, it's almost embarrassing to admit that you would sit and do something this tedious. Well, I decided I needed some papers to accompany her for background for when I wanted to work with her. So I picked these two, and I'm going to take this opportunity to use some of the new inks and oxides that I got while I was picking up the computer when my husband and I were picking up the computer in Atlanta. So, and again, I'm going to feature using my own stencils and my own stamps again on this one. So let's begin. On this one, I want to do some neutrals. Let's see what might work here. Should I use tea dye or try gathered twigs? Let's see. Let us see. Let us just see. I'm going to use this rather large one. Okay, so that's that one. That's twigs. And this is brushed corduroy. It's a little too yellow. Not going to do that one. How about some walnut stain? Oh, I like that one. Okay, let's keep walnut stain. It has less yellow in that one. And my old friend, of course, our old friend tea dye. Make sure that's clean. And that's all it takes to clean one of these brushes if you use the oxides. No, I like this one. We're going to do walnut stains, less yellow in that one too. Alrighty. That's a decision made for starting. That's a good thing. So, walnut stain, and I might be going to put some small ones here and there, because I always like to think of it as cut, because I might want to cut it into bits. So let's not overthink. Let's just play. I was able to manage to get my my video out today, but not without changes, and I imagine they'll work themselves out. But right now It was not easy, and the end result was that I got it, but there were 14 steps that I had to take to get there, and I'm not used to that, and Carol is going to have to get over it and accept the fact that that's what happens when things are changed. So I know you're sick to death of hearing me. Carry on. So that's my last thought on that subject. I hope that you are having a nice start to your week. I know that I am. Let's see what we have going here. Yes, just a little touch. And let's have that one going maybe off the page. Why not? Yes, let's. Okay, how much do we have? Very nice. And straight up, and then I think a side, straight up here, and then one that's sideways. Let's let that happen. All right. And that one. That one. I did forget about what traffic is like, and Atlanta was quite an eye-opener. Although I was born and raised in New York City, and I actually learned how to drive at 5 o'clock on a Thursday night in New York City, so that wasn't the issue. It's just that one gets so lulled by change. Alrighty, I think that one for there. And I want to try another color on this one. Okay. Oh, clean. Or shall I say, clean as it would be possible to expect. Now, not this one. I want to try, I had a I don't know. I think I'm going to try a little spun sugar, but then I also want to try the large Victorian velvet that I just got. So that one, and the first layer I think I'm going to make the same on both, or a few layers, and then I'll get into play mode. Okay, which one was that? I think I'm going to use the bigger one. Sure. And why not? Let's do this one. Let's do this one here. That's the pink that has some of the some yellow in it. I remember now. I'm going to put one more of those over here, and then change to a alrighty. Now let's have some Victorian velvet. place. Let's do that. Oops, Carol. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's going to do nicely. Alrighty. Now, what will we have next? Thinking I'm going to have some of those. I'm going to start out with some of those. Yes. This is strong. Let's see. Just a couple of them might be a good idea. Very lightly. Very lightly. Let's see how lightly is. Oh, good. And down here. And over here. Coming along. Now on this one, I can make more of a flower statement. Yes, I can. When I round this off, this is a what I call a normal weight cardstock. It's not too thin. It's just right, and it works with treat through my printer. All right, now one over here. Yes. Tiny bit, tiny bit here, and then one in the middle. And I'm up to my next step. So this came over me while I was sitting with my hands out. had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the pictures I was going to take for items for my shop, and some scanning that I was going to do. No, it had nothing to do with that at all, did it? A little more here. I'm liking the pink. Light one down there. A little light one up here. Okay. And now some I'm thinking some stamping, but I don't want it to be overwhelming. Maybe a little, maybe a light touch with a little bit of StazOn. There it is. While my husband was working on setting up the computer yesterday, I was having a fix-up and a rummage in my drawers that are right here behind me. Now that should do. That should do. Whoops. Okay. Maybe we'll test the water with this one. Clean up. Oh yes, light enough. Light enough. And let me line this up with the lines on my glass here, so that it's not because these, after all, are lines, and they will read as strange if we don't if they're not parallel to each other. Alrighty. I know I'm not supposed to overthink, but if those lines were off, it would not be a happy moment for me, and I'm sure not for you. So let's just do this. And right here. I want this to be quite nicely light. Here. Right here. And just here, going off the page. So to wish I had more time to make some more stamps. I really liked doing it. But then junk journaling hit. And somehow there are just not that many hours in the day, and I know that you know what I'm referring to. And here. So, I'm going to keep that handy. And this one. Now, I'm going to have to be having a think. Now's the time to pick this one up a notch. It stays on. There it is. This is fuchsia pink. It's pointed and round and soft, and this one's pointed, and this one is like this. I'm going to use a few of these. Okay, let's see what we're going to make here. Or not. Or lighter. Okay. See, I think that might work, but it's got to be the ghost. Okay. Let's just do one here and one here. There we go. Just to pick up this background a smidge. And one more down here. Here, just the top coming in, and down here. All right. Oops. Okay. Now, yes, that's picked that up a bit. Little bit of olive green, done lightly. There it is. I think I'm happy that I straightened up these drawers a little bit. There we go again. Try out. Okay, now very lightly done. Okay, just a hint of the shape should work nicely. And down here. Well, that's just a little bit too much of a hint. Let's try another one here, and another one here. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. And how about just the back end over here? And a clump of leaves right here. Good. I'm going to repeat this one over here. Like that. And this one is just determined to be more vibrant. Alrighty now. Down here. This part of one here. And part of one there. Part there. And just part here. Alrighty, now that's that mission. And my thinker is broken. I don't know where I'm going now, so I am going to have to give this a think. These are only background papers, but I'm going to have a think and lunch, and I'll be back. Well, that was a very nice lunch break, and I watched a little bit of video while I was eating. And before I stopped, I only added a little bit of these stencils here and there, and I used this cherry pink stays on that one, and then I used my homemade stencil, and I traced inside of it to give me the size and the proper shape for these flowers. And I've been having a little fun time finishing up on these flowers. And so there we go. And the center of this, first thing that I did, of course, using my Pilot G2, Run Don't Walk, they're just wonderful. And I darkened up my mountains and valleys a little bit. And a valley, mountain, and I just wanted to add a little bit of shape to that one. And then I did my starter line here. And here. And if you're not exactly happy with the way you have gone over, you just fix that a little bit. So I think, since this is just background paper, I'm going to stop on this pink background piece, and I'm going to have a look at this one, which speaks more for itself. So I believe I'm going to add just a few of these, very few of these, and I'm going to use something which is not my favorite thing, but sometimes that's absolutely necessary. So here we go. I want to just put another touch of color here. There. Maybe one in here. Well, maybe this one. Maybe this one in here. Good. And one up here. And just this one down here. One, two, three, four. And one more. This is, I cut it this way and I cut it this way. I need one there. Yes, I do. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That job is accomplished, and now I'm thinking, because this is heavier in color, that I'm just going to use some music. Well, Carol, now. Let's see, does this make sense? They would not be going up, neither would they all be going down. This is craziness, so I'm not going to look too hard. Instead of using the dove grays that were used here for the lining, I'm going to use something with a little more oomph. Let's see, stone gray, and I don't want to do black. I do not want to do black. But I think before I try that, I'm going to do a little bit of words. Oh, good. Oh, very good. Oh, very, very good. Now, let me be careful, because I don't want this to be too dark. But neither do I want it to be as light as, oops, or not at all. Let's see now. Good. Very good. That's happy making. And full piece right here. Oh, this is so tiny. I love it. I've forgotten about this. And I don't know how I'm going to be using this, so let's have the whole thing. Let's have the whole thing right there. And one coming off over here. So, and just a little bit here in the center. Well, that added just a bit. Now, let's have a try with some of the music. Just a tiny bit. Let's see what happens. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Parallel, Carol, parallel. There. And just a bit up here, coming off the page. So, I'm thinking that should be enough, because this is background and I want this one to be even less expressive than the other one. So I'm going to clean up, and I'll be back and we'll have a look at the finished background pages. Well, my plan was to make background papers for my girl, and I think I'm comfortable with this, because I think they will do nicely. If I wanted to cut them into tags, they would work. If I wanted to cut them into half, it would work. And I do hope that you have enjoyed sharing this voyage in the down a rabbit hole. Let's have a little closer look at what we have here. There's the underground. There's the underpinnings the pink paper right there. And here are the layers. I didn't think I was going to be too happy with this one, that color, but I think it's nice. And I'm glad that the green, the olive green, didn't overwhelm. So that's that one. Oh, and I usually like to edge things, but I don't think I'm going to do that because I can do it later. If I use it in one piece, which I doubt, but I can cut it. Then I can distress the edges in any way that I might want to. And here's the one. It's a more background even, less expressive pieces on it. But I'm thinking I'm quite happy with these bits of StazOn that I added to this, and this of course is the background, which was stronger than this pink background. So if you have enjoyed sharing this with me, I do hope you will consider giving me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with a friend, and I certainly would appreciate your subscribing to my channel. See you very soon. Bye now.